update on the severe weather risk that we have for this evening. Most of the day has been relatively quiet. Actually, just about now, seeing a few breaks of sunshine out there. The clouds kind of winning over did provide for a little bit of stability throughout the forecast. So some of us may have saw an isolated shower or storm earlier on, but really a lot of us stayed quiet. But that's not going to be the case as we head into the evening. So let's talk about that severe weather risk as we head into the night. So we talked about this last night. We do have a slight risk throughout the area that is kind of 2 out of our scale here, but main threats that we're looking out for is damaging winds. Wind gusts could reach 65 miles per hour or even more in a few of those stronger storms that we do have. So we're going to be watching out for that. We also have the potential for a few isolated batches of some larger hail, and then can't rule out isolated tornado or tornado warning. And we're really going to see the chance at some hefty downpours. We're talking about the chance for some tropical rain. If you guys have any questions as we're going through this, feel free to jump on. We have Julie from Doylestown. Hello, thanks for joining us this evening. Hopefully you're able to squeeze in a few of those outdoor plans while it was very hot and very humid. At least most of the day has been relatively quiet. All right, I want to give you a look at our radar because we are noticing it become a little bit more active this evening. Still very quiet for most of us throughout Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Mansfield, still very quiet. But if we take it a little bit closer towards the Youngstown area, we are seeing a few pop-ups. Oh, we have Charles from Atlanta. I definitely know how hot and steamy it is down there. Thanks, Jesse. I do miss my friends down in Columbus. Good evening, Nick. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks, Seth. Appreciate that. We have some folks from Canton here. All right, so here's where we have this boundary kind of draping our area. This is the first one that we have right here. So because of the cloud coverage, we really didn't see much from this first boundary, but the second line is what is going to create some of those stronger storms moving in as we head into the later part of the night. So I want to go back to our radar because we did have a one of those stronger storms moving in, especially closer to the Youngstown area. So let's zoom into there. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is moving out, so it really shouldn't be too much of an issue for those south of Youngstown. That is now moving into parts of Pennsylvania, so just kind of clipping the edge of the Ohio border, moving into Pennsylvania. So again, not really going to be much of a risk as that system continues to move out of here, and the rest of us are quiet, at least for the next few hours. We have Debbie from Norwalk. Hello, thanks for joining us. Hey Jess, thanks for hopping on. Alrighty, I want to take you zooming out a little bit more. So we haven't had any severe thunderstorm watches pop yet. I do suspect we will see that later on tonight, but we're kind of surrounded by 2 severe thunderstorm watches in parts of Indiana and then parts of Pennsylvania. So Ohio stayed in the clear, and a lot of that has been because of the cloud coverage that we saw. So taking it hour by hour, we have noticed the model shift a little bit later. So here's a look at 9 o'clock. I'd say 9, 10, and 11 is probably the best time to start to see a few of those thunderstorms push into our region. We'll start to notice a few thunderstorms moving into Tiffin, Fremont even, Port Clinton, as this very broken line starts to inch into our region. By 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that's when we do have the chance to start to notice that activity move into Lorain, Cleveland, even shifting a little bit south closer towards Medina. We'll start to notice that, and then that line will continue to push off to the south and east right around 1, 2 in the morning, reaching closer towards Canton and even pushing down towards New Philadelphia. So it does look like a lot of this will be overnight. The good thing is when the sun sets and we start to get into the early hours of tomorrow morning, we lose a lot of that energy. So I'd say best timing is going to be between 8 and 11 o'clock tonight that we do have that severe risk. And not everybody's going to see the strong storms, but a few of those could be strong to severe, taking you throughout the night. Monday, you can see how quiet things are as we have a few clouds sticking around. Temperature-wise, We made it into the upper 80s in Cleveland, mid 80s in Lorain, and even upper 80s near Toledo and Findlay. Worcester hit 87 this afternoon, but it definitely felt warmer than that. If you are out and about, it was so steamy. I know it was a day where you kind of stepped outside and felt the air, and even now at 7:09, a lot of places feel like the 90s. It feels like 92 in Cleveland, feels like 93 in Ashtabula. So really a steamy evening and a lot of energy that we still have in the atmosphere. Taking you into tomorrow, we'll still see that muggy air sit around tonight, but I can't wait for this. We will see a nice drop in that humidity Monday into Tuesday, and that comfortable air will finally move into the picture. So I know we're all looking forward to that. Taking you into the next few days, so temperatures hanging out in the upper 70s, low 80s on Monday. We'll hang out in that same zone on Tuesday, again with that comfortable feeling to the air. Temperatures in the morning going to hang out in the low to mid 60s. Then Wednesday to Thursday, that's our next chance at showers and storms. So far Thursday, it looks like a lot of that will be in the morning, so could have some dry time by the afternoon and evening, quieting things down on Friday, and we could fall into the upper 70s. I don't know about you, but I am looking forward to that. And then as we head into the following weekend, really nice weekend on tap, low to mid 80s. That lower humidity will return to the area, and we have a quiet forecast. Before you leave, I want to give you one last look at the radar, as again, we are expecting things to get a little bit stormy tonight, a little bit busy. Again, right now, most of us are in the clear. Did have that brief pop-up thunderstorm push throughout Youngstown, but again, that is moving off into parts of Pennsylvania, and even zooming out throughout the state, relatively quiet. I'm going to keep an eye on these storms that are closer towards Indianapolis, although they're moving a little bit more south than east. So we'll be watching out for this section, and of course that cold front that will move in a little later tonight, bringing the potential for a few of those stronger storms. And as we zoom out for you, you can see there is that system just to the north of us that could bring us a chance for some severe weather a little later on. And we'll be on tonight at 10 o'clock at Fox 8. And of course, you can always find more information in our forecast discussion. That is at fox8.com. Thanks for joining.